You're all going to think I'm crazy. I think I'm crazy. My plan was to make the platform today for this section of the Lego City. And recently we moved the amusement park over here. And it used to be right here. I came home from watching the Formula One race and I was like, all right, I'm going to go start building the platform. Then Jose's like, you're not going to like me for saying this, but I think we should move the amusement park. And I was like, really? I just moved it, or we just moved it. She's like, yeah, but I think it's going to be better over here. And these are the reasons why. The modular buildings. That's why. That's why we're going to move it. Because we need more space for modular buildings and we're already running out. So we're going to revert the changes and we're going to put the amusement park back over there so that we can make more space for awesome, cool modular buildings. So I guess first things first, clear this entire table. So this is what we've got going on so far. We've got the entrance to the amusement park right there. Right when you come in the entrance, we're going to have the haunted manor and then the mixer right there. We're going to be changing the mixer because the mixer used to accommodate the go-kart track, but we don't think we're going to have space for a go-kart track anymore, unfortunately. We're probably going to be tucking all the games underneath the mixer and changing up that platform. Then we'll have the Ferris wheel, carousel, Disney train station. So the Disney train is still in play. And then we have the Disney castle. We will have to modify the Disney castle platform probably because it has 2 tracks underneath going through that tunnel there. So we'll probably have to modify that. Then finally, we've got the mini UFO carousel there, the roller coaster, and also platform 9 3/4 and the haunted house. So it's definitely a little bit more, clustered, but I think it's going to look good either way. And this opens up this entire table right here for modular buildings, which is good because they're going to issue more and more modular buildings, right? So we need more space for them, whether they be superhero modular buildings, regular modular buildings for the year, rebrickable models, whatever it is. I know they're going to be doing another roller coaster or another ride relatively soon as well. So we're going to have to be prepared for that as well. But give and take, I just think the amusement park's better over here because the Disney castle is pretty tall and it's got an open back, so it's better against that back wall. Also, it gives us more space for modular buildings. So let's start to get a rough draft going here on this table using all of our excess modular buildings that are on this table here, also our boat docks. Well, let me tell you, things changed drastically. I changed my Lego City layout more than my underpants. Right, Jose? We moved the zoo over here. The zoo used to be with the residential area, right? And then we did the center block running down the center of Pop Culture Street. So you've got Ghostbusters HQ, Sitcom Tower, and then inside Diagon Alley with the facades. Then you can see we've got all this space around the perimeter open for modular buildings. So it's pretty cool because all of that space, right? Like that's quite a bit. That's like how many base plates? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know, 6 or something like that. Then we have still got our space over here for our train track when we get around to building that and integrating it into the Mills plates. Right here we've got Diagon Alley, Sesame Street, and the Sanctum Sanctorum, which technically should be a corner building on the end, but get a little bit of access right there to Diagon Alley, right? Yeah, so that works. And then over here, we moved the zoo away from here, right? So this used to be the zoo and also the residential area. All the residential buildings are still here. You can see we changed the layout of those. So once again, sort of the perimeter going around the outside of the table. We've got like the hillside house, the modern family homes, some mocks and stuff like that. The graveyard, obviously all the positions of these buildings are changing. We're just trying to, or will change, we're just trying to get the general layout down before we start locking things in place. We've got the Quickie Mart over here. Ideally, we'd like to have the Quickie Mart over here with the other pop culture stuff, but it's on a 4 base plate Mills plate. And if we put it over here, then we can't fit the zoo. And I just like how the zoo fits perfectly on the 6 base plate table or the 60-inch table. And then we've got all this open space right here, and this is where we're going to put the boat docks. So we think, I mean, there's ocean over here. So technically this ocean could be carried on to over here. It sort of makes sense, right? Sort of digging that. I don't know. It might change again, but who could know? And on the perimeter on this far side over here, we've got the Burrow, the Simpsons house, and also the McAllister's house. And those are 1.5 base plate buildings. So we'd have a full road here and a narrow road there. So we're going to figure out how that works. Will it change again? I don't know. It's Sunday night right now, and I'm actually going to continue working on this tomorrow. And we'll continue working on it in this video. But that's what it looks like as of right now. And I think it looks pretty good. So we've got to start locking things in place this morning. I think the first thing I'm going to do is start over here, and we're actually going to remove these old school beach huts. I whipped those up in an afternoon, and I think it's time to change them up. Converting the beach to mills is definitely going to be a project and a half, probably more than that even. It's going to be a challenge, but I can't wait to do that. I'm not going to do that today because that's just not priority. But you can see we've actually raised it up using some plywood on the bottom here. So how am I going to temporarily blend this area in? Got to think about that. So there's no longer a drop table for the beach. So I think I'm going to remove this whole layer of merps right here. Are they merps, burps, or lurps? I don't even know. They're rectangular rock pieces. Let's leave it at that. So I'm going to remove that whole layer right there. In addition to removing those rock pieces, we also took the stilts off of this pier to bring the Ferris wheel down at ground height there. And I slid all this stuff forward. So it's actually looking pretty good now. We still have to convert those buildings right there to mills as well. And we still have to mock this building up so it sort of matches the scale of those other mini modulars. And now we're going to just sort of continue progressing down this side of the table toward Ninjago and then eventually around toward the modular buildings. Oh, it breaks my heart. Our beautiful campground got absolutely destroyed during the move. Like, there's trees knocked down, there's bushes everywhere. I blame it on Grop, personally. I think it was his fault, but yeah, it's pretty much destroyed. I mean, it has to be rebuilt on mills anyway, so it's not the end of the world, but yeah, it's a disaster. So this is pretty much all the stuff that fell over during the move right here, all these trees and bushes and stuff. And then there's a bunch of stuff that has to be reallocated as well. Just figured, why would I make it look perfect when we got to convert it to mills? Even with all that stuff gone, it still looks pretty good and it still looks pretty full. You can see we shifted it over so it's right up against the back of these buildings right here. And then we put some roads in right here as well. And now we'll make our way into this corner over here. So we're making our way downtown, slowly locking everything together here, and you can see the Ninjago area is officially locked in. So we just used the old school road plates and some old school blue plates just to make sure everything is square and locked in, and then we locked it in with random tiles and plates and stuff like that, just to make sure our alignment is correct. Starting in one corner, working our way downtown. Now, I don't know what's going on, but for some reason, it's not perfect, you know, close to it. But as we make our way over there, it gets a little bit misaligned. But I hope we can just fix it and blend it in with Lego when the time comes, because just working with all these different tables and measurements and everything like that, I don't think there's a way that you can get it perfect down right to the exact measurement, to tell you the truth. But we did have to slide all of these modular buildings over 2 studs because it was just misaligned a little bit. But now I'm feeling pretty confident with how everything is looking. Where do we go from here? Probably going to grab some half base plates and start locking in our top layer as well. And maybe we'll start reorganizing some of these modulars and putting them in a better order, because it doesn't really make sense how they are right now. I sort of like where the town hall is, though, you know. I feel like that's a good spot for it. But yeah, we'll probably switch up some of the modular buildings, and then we'll cover up this white table edge up here. Maybe I'll look into creating our first Mills Plate MERP edge or cliff edge for the backdrop cover up, and just sort of have some more fun with Lego, right? Continue chipping away at the new and improved Lego City. Check it out. Doesn't that look cool? Oh, heck yeah, that looks cool. I am so happy with that. It's so awesome. We moved a bunch of stuff around again. Yeah, it's looking good. So we got our boat yard over here. Gonna make the boat docks, gonna make the shipping yard, stuff like that. This stone sort of pier coming out where the lighthouse is, I believe we're gonna put that on the other side of the pillar right there. You can see we changed the roads in the residential, and we actually changed the configuration of the residential. So now we use the half base plate one-way roads in the residential, sort of like what we wanted to do a long time ago. And what that did is it actually opened up a half base plate on the far side over there where we have the Burroughs Simpsons house and also the Home Alone house. So now there's two base plates there for each of those, like two base plates depth. So we're going to be able to create the cool driveway for the McAllister's house and also for the Simpsons house and stuff like that. So I'm really stoked about that. Definitely a better use of space rather than just having more road. You can see I built my first cliff edge right over here behind the corner garage, which we moved over here. This used to be where the university was. But I got the cliff edge. It's 4 MRT pieces tall. I think that looks half decent for sure. Pretty stoked with that. Gonna have to round it around the corner there, create the tunnel entrance for the train, and then build the platform for the temple there. And then probably after this overpass right here, where the brick bank is, that's probably, not overpass, but tunnel I should say, that's probably where we're going to transition into like the stone cement wall with the staircases going up and stuff like that. You can see we've ran some green base plates in front of the modular buildings on the raised platform. So that's just green for now. Obviously, we're going to mill plate that, and we're going to make that some sort of cobblestone walkway. And we'll also put like a fence going along here so minifigures don't fall off the cliff, right? And then there's all sorts of things that we could do. Is we could put like cliff diving, we could put rock climbing, we could put anything we want on these cliffs that will probably run along here behind Ninjago and make their way into the campground, I would imagine. And then we've got a bunch of open space right here, and then we've got a bunch of old roads. We've got to build some new roads to replace those. Looking pretty good though, I think. Then we come over here where we have the Pop Culture Street. Some changes were made here as well. So we got the zoo. We've got these little park plates that have to change. Then we've got the university. This is its new home, just across the street from 12 Grimwald Place. We also removed the road in front of the town hall. Figured we didn't need road there. It's going to be easier to connect the train track because now it doesn't have to do this weird S-curve or snake curve. It's just going to come straight through there, and I'm actually going to build it into the mills plates. So you can't even see like the ballast or anything like that. We're just going to cover it in tile and just have these rails in the road. So we're going to test that in the next update. Hopefully get this train running in the next update as well. But the new position for all of these pop culture buildings is awesome. Eventually this will change to all buildings as well. And of course we've got a bunch of open space right here as well. So 1, 2, 2.5, 3, 4, 4.5. Should be another one over there. So about 5. And then 6, 7, 8, 9. So about 9 base plates are open here on this area or on this table that we didn't have before. You know, when the amusement park was over here at the beginning of the video, we didn't have that. Also over here, we have a few more up top. And then we're going to have to work on how we're going to integrate this platform over here. Probably rock edge, cement wall, same sort of deal. So that'll transition into the amusement park. And while we were working on that, while me and Jose were working on that, we were also sorting parts and stuff like that. So we got all our foundation pieces right down here. We got train track, base plates, mills plates, stuff like that. I think we're really happy with this layout now. I think it looks really good and extremely satisfied with those changes. You know, originally we thought we were going to put originally we thought we were going to put the amusement park here, then we moved it over there, then we moved it over here, and then we moved it back over there. So now we're finally happy with it because now we have more space for Lego City, which is pretty awesome. And you can see we've got some open space here too. So I can't wait to work on the train or on the boatyard and everything like that too. It's going to be pretty cool. There's lots of work to do, and made a lot of progress today. Super excited about it. Let us know what you think of these changes by commenting below. Remember, like, subscribe, and stay tuned for some more great stuff coming out here in the near future. Peace out.